Again, Coach, we're going to welcome you to Media Day as well. You were hired back in December 2019, which must seem like 18 lifetimes ago. But we're glad to have you here. We'll open things off with just some general comments from you, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Well, I'm excited to finally get to do this with you guys. Getting a job in January of 20, and then I'm here a month, and then everybody's sent home. It's been quite an experience, not quite what I expected or anyone expected. But I'm happy to be here and try to have some type of normalcy, hopefully, here in this fall.
Can you tell us if you know anything about your team? I know you got to see them a little bit in the spring, but
well, we've got. I feel like we have a good group, and I feel like we brought in a really good class. And our goal was just to try to get to be better now than what we were back in the spring. What little bit we got to do, but we've got pretty much everyone back from the time we were together in the spring. So we feel we're excited just to be together, but we still have a lot of feel like we still have a lot of work to do, and we've got some untested guys we're counting on. But I feel really good about our group and what I've seen out of them so far.
All right, we'll open it up for questions. Once again, if you can use that raise hand function, be mindful of that mute button to unmute and then mute back again. Matt, lead us off.
Yeah, good afternoon, Coach. You were only able to play the one game this past spring. What were you able to take away from that one game? I know that's not necessarily the biggest sample size to choose from, but it was a win. You were able to start your Concord career with the W. Yeah,
I mean, I was excited just to see those guys able to compete and to see the hunger and see the reward that they had. And I was just really excited for them. It was a great experience for the guys and for me watching those guys celebrate, because I think it'd been a while since they had had that type of success. So and our goal since then is just try to build on that. Our guys, with their work ethic and trying to do the things they need to do to get themselves ready to play, but. Our plans to try to build on that and try to get better and just keep, heading toward the right direction and try to build this thing.
Dr. Bone, you're up.
Thanks. Good morning, Coach. I was on campus briefly this morning, and I saw a lot of student athletes walking around on the sidewalks. What has that done for the energy level around the program and around the buildings at Concord this week?
Well, I think these guys were all extremely happy to see each other. And I think with what we've all went through the last year and a half or so, I think they truly appreciate their time together. And those are the things we talk about off the field, doing the right thing and appreciating and about the relationships and how you treat each other and just appreciating your time together. So I know they were all really happy to see each other. And I was happy to see them. And I think for the most part, they were happy to see me too.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Hannah, we'll go to you next. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well. Question, although only one game last season, but it's your second season with the team. Do you feel more settled into that role as head coach now?
Yeah, I do. I feel, just more comfortable with the guys and then the process we're going through. I mean, obviously, where I was at before and here was you trade one set of issues for another, obviously. But once you try to, you think you got to figure it out, there's something else you got to deal with. But it's given me a time to settle in and see how things, how we want them to go. And our guys, and again, what I just spoke about before, a lot of it's about building relationships, me getting a relationship with them and them feeling comfortable being around me and the other coaches. And I feel like we've got that. So, and like I say, we've got a majority of those guys all back and they're excited to be here.
See the hand still raised. Has everybody got another round? Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, you just mentioned how would you say the heavy majority of the squad is back taking advantage of that extra year of eligibility, and how would you assess, how they are coming into the start of this fall camp as opposed to where they may have been when y'all had the spring preseason before the one game?
I think the biggest thing that I picked up on is that they want to really be here. again, I think losing the playing time, the season that they lost, I think they really appreciate what they have. And also with a good recruiting class comes really good competition. So I think some eyes have been open, and I see guys moving around a little faster than maybe what a lot of them did, this time a year ago. But also having the one game and having success, I think it fuels the hunger to continue to have success. So I could see a difference in a lot of the guys just, in the way they conduct themselves, the way they work in practice. And you can tell by looking at some of them, they've worked, hard over the summer. So I just think, success breeds success, as they say. And I think our guys are excited to try to get this thing turned around and try to build a good program that everybody can be proud of.
Dr. Bowen?
Coach, you've looked at, looking at the roster, lots of names from the local area of the two Virginias here. Tell me a little about, your desire to bring folks in from the immediate area around Concord.
Yeah, we would love to have, as many local guys as we can get. And we've got a few guys on our roster, that are from, within an hour away. One of the things that I found out pretty quick, and I think maybe because the lack of success that we had here, it was hard to recruit some of the guys because we lost some guys to some other schools and for whatever reason. So we've expanded our recruiting base. A lot of when you look at our roster, you're going to see a lot of guys from the South in our roster just because of their proximity to Athens. We can be in the Carolinas and Georgia pretty quick. And a lot of our local guys are guys that obviously we would love to have every great local kid on our roster we can get. But at the time, we're still working. I feel like we need to have success before we can really attract. A lot of our local guys have so many different schools to pick from within the state that and they're all good schools. So we feel like we need to be really successful before we're going to get a lot of the local kids. And I got some experience this before, just where I was at the high school, losing, a lot of times kids, especially the really good players, they don't want to stay close to home. They want to travel away. They want to see different places. And I understand that completely, but we've got to continue to work and make Concord University attractive to the local guys, the local athletes as well. We're working on that, and we've got a few of them, but we still need to get a few more of them here.
Hannah, you're up next.
Kind of looking ahead to the season first game on the road at your alma mater, how fun will that be for you to get to coach a game there?
It'll be exciting. I know those guys, a lot of those guys on the staff. I've played with one of them, and then I know those guys really well. So it'll be exciting, but like any other game, once the kickoff starts, it's going to be in a competition. But anytime I get to go back there, it's an exciting time. So it'll be good to get there. Hopefully, I'm a lot happier when I leave than what I am when I get there.
Dr. Bone, go ahead.
Coach, one more question. In the poll that came out, Concord picked 10th out of 12 schools. What kind of motivation is that for your program to show that they're higher than that?
Well, I mean, if you look at our past record, that's probably where we deserve to be. But I don't look at polls. To be honest with you, I didn't know that till just now. You just told me. I don't look at polls. I'm more concerned about where we're at the end of the year, where we're at the beginning. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure players will use that to motivate themselves or whatever. But everybody looks at. I mean, I know how those things work, so it's not that big a deal to me. But I'm sure some of our guys will be motivated. It'll. I mean, I guess that does make for good locker room material. But for me, our goal is the same every day. Just go to work and get better. So it's not that big a deal.
Coach, can you share if you've had some players emerge as leaders during this difficult time? Over the last over the time that you've been there, just kind of step up, whether it be from a performance or leadership standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some guys. defensively, Dwayne Porterfield is a guy that's one of our leading tacklers. He's been here for pretty well. He's a senior. We don't have a lot of seniors left, to be honest with you, but Dwayne's a kid, Ty Moss, JT Turner, Nathan Leach. Those are guys that have been here for, multiple years, and, they've seen it all. So, we're excited to have those guys' leadership and what they bring to the table. And not only are they good players, good leaders, but they're great kids and they're great young men. So I think they set a good example for the type of kid we want, representing us. But on the offensive side of the ball, Jack Mangle is a kid that came in when I came in that has done a really good job at quarterback. And then Tywan Pierce is a receiver, is a senior that he's kind of went through the ringer too. He's kind of like Dwayne and those other guys. They all came in there together. So he's hung around and really provides a lot of leadership for the receiving corps. Nathan Toney is an offensive lineman. Davis Robertson's another guy. So we've got a handful of guys that have been here, multiple years that they're really hungry and they want to, when they leave here, they want to leave on a good note and they want to be successful.
You talked about leaving happier from your first game than when you arrived. At the end of the season, when the season's over, what will be some things that have to happen for you to be happy as a coach can get?
I just, one of the things that we preach about is my big mantra is just to get better every day. We don't talk about wins and losses much. We talk about getting better, taking care of the little things and just giving effort. And I always tell our guys, just, go out and give the most effort you can. And I'm going to be proud of you either way. So I think, if we can finish, we can play smart, be physical and all the things that you hear coaches talk about. It's no different for us than anyone else. I just think it's important for us to, pay attention to detail and give us the best effort you can give us. And then, we'll work on getting better as a staff and as a team. But I'm excited for what the potential these guys have. I think they have the potential to be successful. So a lot of it, and like I tell these guys, and this is true for every college team, I'm sure, but all these guys come from really good, successful high school programs, so they know how to be successful. They know how to practice. So it's just a matter of those guys putting it together each week and every day in practice, and they do that. And if they continue to do that week in and week out, I'll be happy with them regardless of the record.
All right. Anything else for Coach Walker? All right, Coach, it looks like